In the lawless swamps of rural Florida, generations of rival families clash in a battle for power, money, and survival, as a hidden fortune ignites a deadly game of betrayal and redemption in Sawgrass Wars. Created by Kurt Weichert, Sawgrass Wars is a six-season prestige crime saga rooted in Southern Gothic tradition. It follows the children of convicted drug runners who seek to rebuild their parents' fallen empire. When Johnny Malone, the legendary kingpin who vanished in the 90s, returns to Dawber County, he reunites with his estranged son and sets off a chain of violence, betrayal, and uneasy alliances. Season 1 sets the foundation for a six-season arc, the rise, fall, and resurgence of the Malone-Dawber criminal legacy. Future seasons escalate the scale with cartel wars, political intrigue, and national consequences, told through the lens of a swamp town refusing to die quietly. Sawgrass Wars taps into the cultural appetite for morally complex characters, family-driven crime stories, and hyper-local American mythologies. Since its inception, Dawber County has been a battleground for rival families vying for control. From bootlegging in the Prohibition era to the heyday of drug trafficking in the 1980s. But when the fishing industry, the town's last lifeline, collapses due to environmental regulations, former Marine Johnny Malone sees an opportunity to save his community from ruin. Teaming up with his war buddy Sanchez and other local veterans, Malone orchestrates a massive drug operation that revitalizes the town's economy. However, as the operation grows beyond his control, tensions rise among the competing factions, culminating in betrayal and bloodshed. When Malone's double dealing is exposed, he vanishes, leaving behind a community in turmoil and a fortune hidden in the swamp. As various factions, including Malone's own children and the ruthless Bocephus Dawber, vie for the elusive cash, alliances are forged, loyalties tested, and secrets unearthed. Meanwhile, DEA agent Mac Donnelly, fueled by personal vendettas and hidden agendas, schemes to exploit the chaos for his own gain. With the promise of redemption or ruin hanging in the balance, the inhabitants of Dawber County are drawn into a deadly game of cat and mouse, where survival depends on wit, grit, and ruthlessness. In a world where everyone is a player and no one is safe, only those willing to embrace their darkest instincts will emerge victorious. Set against the backdrop of the lush yet treacherous Everglades, Sawgrass Wars is a gripping tale of ambition, betrayal, and redemption. A crime saga unlike any other. As the battle for supremacy unfolds, the fate of Dawber County hangs in the balance, and only those willing to pay the ultimate price will claim victory in the end.